gang member who beat people with a spiked mace, schizophrenic with sociopathic tendencies, mommy issues, all words that can be used to describe former King of Denmark, Christian VII. Right off the bat, you can tell this isn't gonna go well, is it? Described as an inspid boy who took notice of nothing and took pleasure in nothing except perhaps his own importance, Christian was born the son of King Frederick V on January 29, 1749 and baptized hours later, making his father also his godfather. His mother Louise, so egregiously offended by the fact her husband was now twice the father she'd ever be, died 2 years later in pregnancy. His father would quickly remarry to Juliana Maria of Brunswick-Wolfenbüttel. The pair instantly fucked off and just stopped paying attention to Christian, instead opting to drink and parade around affairs in the streets while still being married. Christian was sent off to school during these times where he would be abused by his teacher so badly he was once left on the floor foaming at the mouth. Needless to say, in the wake of this abuse, his teacher hadn't actually taught him anything, and by the time his father died at age 42, the 16-year-old Christian had absolutely no idea how to rule. Not that a 16-year-old ruling anything is a particularly good idea anyways, but he was already beginning to show signs of early onset schizophrenia. In the evenings, he would roam the streets of Copenhagen drunk with an entourage of prostitutes and a street gang. He was also known to attack passers-by with a medieval spiked club, which sounds pretty normal, until you consider this took place in the 1760s. That would be like if Joe Biden today joined the Crips and then chased people down the streets of DC with a fucking musket. By 17, Christian's counselors had realized his teenage angst was less of teenage angst and more of early onset schizophrenia. Unable to come up with an actual solution, his counselors forced him to marry his cousin, Princess Caroline Matilda. Unfortunately, they mixed like oil and water, and Christian refused to consummate their union on account of him being gay. Oh yeah, he was gay, and too busy, quote, ardently pursuing whores and young men and publicly stating that it was unfashionable to love one's wife. Just kidding, he wasn't actually gay. He was bisexual, he just really hated his wife and only wanted to have relations with prostitutes. He then went on a European tour, meeting other monarchs with only his boyfriend Conrad and not his wife, where he was noted as considerably more sane than usual, and his genius was once again noted in what seemed like a positive upturn for him. Unfortunately, upon returning home, his schizophrenia intensified to the point he was deposed in essentially a soft coup, and his kingship was reduced to simply a title, as all he really did was sign things and randomly slap people for no particular reason while discussing diplomacy, which is a move I've now adopted into my own life. By the way, I go live on Kick and Twitch pretty frequently, in the Arctica on both, link in description, remember to subscribe.